So here we go. Let's talk about standing out in our communication. You know, you and I are much too young to remember this, but many years ago, people sold products door to door. Can you believe that? I mean, imagine you're at home, you're in the kitchen, you're in your office, somebody knocks on the door, they want to sell you a vacuum cleaner. I mean, nobody would do that now. For one thing, it would be dangerous, but for another thing, people are so distracted. Did you know that most people hear 5,000 pitches a day? And you've also got all kind of other things happening. You got your kids, your family, your job, social media, the telephone, your texting, all your apps, and people would never have time. Nobody would ever allow someone to just come into their home and spend an hour selling them a set of pots and pans. You know, my grandmother, we called her Maki. She was very particular about her house. And one day she had some of her lady friends over having a tea party where you have to keep your finger up like this. When suddenly a knock was on the door, it was a vacuum cleaner salesman. And the guy came in to demonstrate the vacuum cleaner. He found a patch on her carpet and he vacuumed it for her. And then he opened the vacuum cleaner to show her all the gunk, to let her know how nasty her floors really were. That was not a good thing for the vacuum cleaner salesman to do, and my grandmother was livid. Now, I don't know what she did to that vacuum cleaner salesman, but I do know that she got 10 years of hard time. In the 1990s, I actually did a mail out, a snail mail campaign, and I asked people to simply reply. There were only 100 letters. I said, reply and fill out the fax form and fax it to me. And did you know I got a tremendous number of responses from doing that? That would never work now. People are so busy. They're so distracted. Who would consider filling out a form and faxing it back? In case you don't know, the fax machine looked like a telephone. You can see it here, and you could slide a piece of paper in it, hit a button, and it would transmit your page to the other machine, wherever it was going, and it was called a fax machine. You can see it there. It was popular in the late 1700s, and it was invented by Sir Walter Fax. So what do? We're trying to get to people. We can't fax them. We can't knock on their door. How do we get through? Well, when I was a bit younger, my brother Joe were instructed by my grandfather, Pa, that the easiest way to catch a bird is to put salt on his tail. We found out that did not work. We were out in the backyard running around with salt shakers trying to catch a bird, and it just doesn't work because you know why? We were chasing the bird. And chasing doesn't work with birds, and also it doesn't work in our business. Now, we couldn't catch this bird anyway because you could see he doesn't have a tail. But a lot of times marketers and business people are trying to chase people. The first valuable bit of information that I want to give to you in this course is that the magic word here is to attract. If you want to catch a bird, you attract him. We want to ask ourselves, what is it that my client, that my customer already likes? What is it that they want? Where do they go? What are they interested in? Where do they read? And then we take our message and we marry it, or we bury it inside of what our client already likes. We stand out by being attractive to the client instead of by chasing them. And we're going to talk about that more as we move on in this course.